If you ever file or record a public document, just beware that in some cases your personal information, anything you put on that paper, could be accessed by just about anybody.
Well, we first told you about this potential for identity theft last week. Channel 4's Vicki Vargas live right now in Santa Ana outside the Hall of Records with a follow-up to that story. Vicki?
And Anna, to begin with, we're talking about two different types of records. There are vital records, birth certificates, death certificates. To get copies of those, you must be a family member or have a power of attorney. But when it comes to property records with tax liens, court judgments, once they land in this office, they are open to public perusal. County officials throughout the state say their doors and public documents are wide open, because it's the law. But within those public documents are reams of private information. We were able to access a tax lien for one Julio Perez. For $2, I got a printed copy with his Social Security number and driver's license on it. No identification was required. In Riverside County, the clerk recorder says thousands of documents are recorded here every day. Even the information on a military discharge is available to anyone using these computers.
Anybody who's recording a document, say a power of attorney or anything that they have any control over, know that that information becomes a public document and that anybody and everybody have access to that information.
The government is compromising their own issues.
It was a shock to Lisanne Martinez, who stumbled across the information while searching for her former landlord.
If there's terrorists that come and they can go and access that information and just have a perfectly good document, who's at fault?
Channel 4 News has learned this lack of privacy goes beyond California. On a website called the Virginia Watchdog, there is reference to the same issue in a handful of states, including Florida, where a public quitclaim deed lists Governor Jeb Bush's Social Security number. Back in Los Angeles, officials say they have a bigger problem with real estate fraud than identity theft. Even in Orange County, the concern is minimal.
I've worked for the office for over 15 years, and to my knowledge, there has not been one instance of fraud related to our property records.
So what can you do? Well, not a whole lot. One official tells us he wants people to know that once those documents hit this office, as they do in various counties, everything on those sheets becomes public. He advises people to look them over before they're recorded. Live in Santa Ana, I'm Vicki Vargas, Channel 4 News.
Now to the weather, and Pablo was saying earlier it's going to be very cold out there tonight.
We saw 14 record low temperatures tied or broken overnight last night, with temperatures expected to be just a little bit colder tonight. More records are likely to fall. Let's show you the live Weather Plus Doppler radar outside this evening. We're not picking up any precipitation anywhere. Temperatures cooling off, though, low to mid-50s along the coast. We're getting 40s up near Santa Clarita, 38 degrees already in Lancaster. Some record low temperatures falling around the area. Yes, we had quite a few, as we mentioned. Here's a few more for you. Ontario, 35. Idlewild, 14 degrees. Even the airport, LAX, tied a record low of 39. New record low at Santa Barbara Airport, just 28 degrees. Our headlines, yeah, it's going to be colder tonight. A mountain breeze out there, not quite as windy everywhere else, but a warmer weekend in store for us, so certainly some good news there. We've got some frost advisories, freeze warnings to talk about. The frost advisory for much of the coastal areas of Southern California through 9 o'clock Wednesday morning. That means temperatures below 32 degrees for a period of 6 hours or more. Freeze warnings in effect for the Inland Empire through 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Temperatures there expected to fall below just 28 degrees. Here's a look at the satellite radar map, that big ridge of high pressure bringing the very cold air in from northern Canada and out to the west as well. A weak front moves through tomorrow night. We'll get a few clouds, so that means things won't be quite as cold tomorrow night. A secondary front moves through Thursday night into Friday, brings a little bit of light rain just to our north. We don't expect to see any rainfall out of that. With less wind tonight, temperatures will drop down to 16 at Lancaster. Very cold night up in the Antelope Valley. 63 the high tomorrow in Lake Elsinore. Temperatures on average warming up on Wednesday, 2 to 3 degrees in most areas. Glendale 65, 63 degrees in Anaheim, Malibu 64 degrees. Still cold up in Santa Clarita, just 57. Check of your live Weather Plus 7-day forecast shows 64 downtown LA tomorrow. Few clouds roll in Thursday evening, 67. A little bit cloudy on Friday. Rain stays to our north, 66 degrees. Beautiful looking weekend, though. Temperatures up near 70, actually above normal. The overnight lows warm up a half a dozen degrees or so. Christmas Day, absolutely gorgeous out there. 70 degrees and 49 the overnight low. Cold tonight. Throw another log on the fire, bundle up. We'll see you at 11 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Pablo. We've got breaking news right now. Hancock Park, there is a house on fire. Desiree Horton in News Chopper 4 with more.
Well, a very large house, you can see. We're hearing this may possibly be a knockdown. We're trying to get the address right now. We just pulled up on scene, but LA City Fire Department on scene doing a great job of getting this fire under control. This is in Hancock Park, and you can see that is a very large two-story home. We saw a lot of smoke coming from the structure, still some smoke coming out, but no active flames at this time. Once again, this may possibly be a knockdown, so that is the good news, and no word on any injuries at this time. Live from News Chopper 4, I'm Desiree Horton, back to you in the studio.
Just ahead, Donald Trump says that she got caught up in the whirlwind of New York City.
What's next for Party Girl, Miss USA? Coming up.
Also, Lakers open a 6-game road trip in Chicago. Allen Iverson finally traded. Plus, former Dodger closer Eric Gagne is officially introduced as a Texas Ranger. Colleen.
All right, Mario, then tonight on the Channel 4 News at 11, Staples Center investigation, a story you will only see right here on the Channel 4 News. It's our exclusive report at 11. Also new at 11, you've seen what a taser can do. Tonight, why you may see more and more police officers armed with them. We'll have those stories and all the late breaking news tonight after Law and Order SVU on Southern California's #1 newscast, the Channel 4 News at 11.
Here he is, Mario with sports.
All right, Chuck, thank you. Looking to fill the void created when leading scorer Carmelo Anthony was suspended 15 games, the Denver Nuggets found the answer, acquiring 7-time All-Star guard Allen Iverson from the Sixers in a blockbuster trade. Iverson, who's averaging over 31 points a game this season, goes to the Mile High City for guard Andre Miller, forward Joe Smith, and a pair of 2007 first-round draft picks. The deal comes about 2 weeks after AI demanded a trade from Philadelphia, with whom he's played his entire career. Now, a 4-time champion in scoring, Iverson will make more than $60 million over the next 3 years. And if you're wondering, the Nuggets have already played in Philadelphia this season, so any reunion with Philly fans will not take place until next year. Of course, the Clippers were in the Iverson sweepstakes, but refused to part with guard Sean Livingston. Clippers are off until tomorrow when they host the Raptors. Lakers, meanwhile, open a 6-game road trip tonight in Chicago. At 16-8, Lakers are just a half game behind the Suns in the Pacific. Phil Jackson giving Vlade Radmanovic an earful early on in this one. Tight game in the first. Kobe Bryant pulls up with 2 guys on him and drops the jumper. Lakers down by 1. Final seconds of the quarter, Bryant can convert, but youngster Andrew Bynum, perfect timing for the tip-in at the buzzer. Right now in the second, Lakers lead 38-31. To baseball, former Dodger outfielder Jason Worth has signed a 1-year deal with the Phillies, and former closer Eric Gagne was officially introduced today in Texas after signing a 1-year, $6 million deal with the Rangers. Of course, Gagne was out most of the last 2 seasons due to injury, but now claims he's healthy and feels better than ever. As for leaving the Dodgers, he holds no regret and looks forward to a change of scenery.
Me and the Dodgers have a great relationship, so I'm just happy to be here. You know, I'm in a good situation here. I'm with a team that wants to win. You know, they're committed to winning, and that's all that matters to me. I mean, you know, Dodger, it was great, it was fun, but that's in the past, and now I'm just looking for the new challenges, and I think it's the best place for me to be here.
By the way, Dodgers and Rangers will not face each other next season in interleague play, so your only chance to see Gagne will be at an Angels game. To the NFL, players for the Pro Bowl game were announced today. NFC quarterbacks include the Rams' Mark Bulger, the Cowboys' Tony Romo, and the Saints' Drew Brees. As for the AFC, the Chargers' Phillip Rivers, the Colts' Peyton Manning, and the Bengals' Carson Palmer are headed to Hawaii. The Chargers, by the way, send a league-high 9 players to the game February the 10th. And finally, Stanford introduced its new football coach, former NFL quarterback Jim Harbaugh, who claims that he's following a lifelong dream.
Coaching is something that I knew I would do my entire life. Back before I could even remember, you know, being 4 or 5 years old, I knew I would play as long as I possibly could, then I would coach, and then I would die. It was.
Let's hope there's a lot of distance between those.
A lot of work ahead of him. All right, that's it for us. Back to you guys.
Thank you. A tearful Miss USA thanked Donald Trump today after he decided to let her keep her crown, despite reports that she had been walking on the wild side in New York City. Tara Conner of Kentucky met with Trump this morning to talk about recent media accounts of her alleged drug use and heavy drinking while underage. Conner turned 21 on Monday. Trump, who is co-owner of the Miss Universe pageant, says that he decided to give her a second chance.
Mr. Trump, I want to thank you. You'll never know what this means to me. And I swear I will not let you down.
Trump says Connor will enter rehab, and if she makes the slightest mistake, she will be replaced.
If you're filling out your holiday shopping gift list with gift cards, you're not alone. The National Retail Federation estimates now that $25 billion of these cards are going to be purchased this season. That is $1 billion more than last year. However, nearly 1 in 5 of the gift cards, take note here, Anna,
Yes?
have not been used.
I know.
You give them, they don't use them.
I know. I even have gift cards in my wallet that I haven't used yet.
There you go.
That's just a statistic. All right. Good night, everyone.